the Iron Trader. Now the pitch closed at 2:30 and about 25 minutes ago. So we are going to review crude oil here and natural gas. At the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, commodity, ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have crude oil, your daily chart. Now you can see here how you're rolling over here pretty hard, okay? Well, this candle here, if we look at it, okay, we went right up into that 200-day and you held that 100-day. It's just kind of like an indecision and she just couldn't do nothing. Now, yesterday, we had it only came up like halfway, which that's really never good. And then when you make a lower low, that tells you you got to get short, okay? And then today we have another lower low. That's not looking good here, okay? So far today, the low was 77.28. So what we're looking for here on the downside is we're going to be looking for this candle here. You're looking at 76.89, and then we're going to be looking for this candle right here, 76.70. That's going to be your big retest here on your price channel, okay? So whenever you see a pattern like this series of lower lows and lower highs, that is never good, okay? That always tells you that you got to get short, stay short, especially when you see like this is a perfect example. See, it only rallied up halfway, barely halfway, and then that takes it all the way on down. That's the same thing we had here. See, where you only made half the previous day's candle. This here, you made just a little bit of the previous candle like we had here. So this just looks lower, okay? So always remember that. Now, here's what we have. We have this price channel here. I've just retest that. If it holds it, then that'd be a good buying opportunity because we've had it here a couple of times, okay? Now, again, if that 76.70 is lost, then what we'll do is we'll come right over here to always look to the left of the chart. Makes life a lot easier, okay? So what we're looking here next would be 75.84. That's your next support level. Then we'll come right over here to this candle here. You're looking at 75.52. This is 75.54. Now, this lines up very nice. We're going to take a look here on the weekly, but that lines up very, very nicely on that weekly chart, okay? Now, again, if that is lost here, well, then we can come all the way here maybe to this candle. You're looking at 74.52. You have 74.22, and then we can follow the candles all the way down. So you have 73.56 right there. You have 73.23. You got 72.38, and then we have 71.79, and then we have the big sticky down here at 71.41. Okay. Now, again, I'm not saying that's where it's going to go. I just like to point out to you that if this price channel is lost, then we just follow the candles all the way down here until you get some kind of a bottom situation going, okay? Now, your RSI here, she looks like she just wants to roll over. We had a nice positive divergence on here. It just said you could not get through that 200-day, which is very, very strong, okay? So I just couldn't do this. Now, here on your MACD, your green is, now it's below the red here, but this looks like this could go lower. Anytime it gets above the red like we have here, then this is what you get. And when it has a below the green, here the green is below that red line, this is what you get, okay? So we had this nice head and shoulders pattern here. There's your head, your left shoulder, right head, shoulder, came right down. But we still are in this trading range. The trading range just got a little bit deeper now. This is the candle that I really needed to hold. That's 77.96, and obviously we couldn't hold it. So now we're going to have to come all the way down here to a different kind of a trading range, which is 76.77. So basically what we're doing is you're trading this really big box here now, okay? So we had this, we were holding this here very, very nice on a closing basis. That's the key. But now when you broke through that, now we're looking here lower here. So it looks like we're going to be retesting that 76.70. So when those futures open tonight, just watch today's candle, okay? You want to watch that high, that 78.41, that low at 77.28, and then we have that 77.33, your closing number. This is always very, very critical. So on those futures, just watch that. Okay, let's take a look here at a weekly chart. Okay, here we have the weekly chart. This is looking very, very bearish, okay? So again, if we take this 200 SMA here, you can just, this is all stretched out very nice. This is what I wanted to show you. When you have this 200-day, even though it comes down, as long as we hold this on a closing basis. See how many times it struck it and it held it, okay? Come all the way down here, hold it. So now this is going to be very, very key. Okay, so you're looking at 75.61. Now, on the other charts I pointed out there, 75.54, 75.52, those are the levels, but you really need to close above the 75.61. That is going to be very, very key here, okay? Now, on the upside, you want to watch is that 78.85. That's your 21 SMA here, and then we have your 50-day right above that at 79.24, and then we have your 100-day at 80.59, and then we have your 8 SMA here all the way there at 81.37 here. But you can see how this 8 SMA here now is rolling over. Your 100 days on the way down. You're just going sideways here with your 21, your 50-day. So we got to see how this is all shaken out. But really, you just have that trading range here. The key level, if it does sell off here, then you just want to watch that 75.61 here. Now, your RSI here, well, she's obviously coming on the way down here. Your MACD here, this is not looking good. The green just crossed the red. That's not looking good. When it crosses the red, the same thing on here on the weekly. When it crosses that, this is what you get. Okay, let's take a look here at natural gas. Okay, here we have natural gas. Here's your daily chart. Now we got this all stretched out here so you can see this very nice and clear. Now you can see what it did today. We just engulfed the previous day's candle. Okay, so yesterday we had a high of 2.798, a low of 2.64. Today we had a lower low of that 2.609, but look at that high at 2.85. So it just engulfed the previous days, okay? So when it sold down, my morning video here, I said, realistically, if it can hold, okay, yesterday's, then we look to the next candle, you're looking realistically at 2.65. So it couldn't hold that. So then we come down to the next candle, you're looking at 2.57. Obviously, it held that and then held this key 8 simple moving average sitting at 2.55. Okay, now you can see how nice this is when that price gets above that 8-day. See, we just have a nice, good parabolic move here. Had a little correction yesterday, no big deal, but right back, right on track. RSI here looking very, very good. You're above that 70 mark, which you can stay above there. Okay, we got a little bit overbought, came down, and now we just have a nice sideways action. MACD looking very, very good here. Yeah, you're getting towards the nosebleed, but still that green above your red. That's all you really want to know. And now, as long as we hold that 8-day, you're looking good. Now, again, if this does sell down here, just watch yesterday's low. That's at 2.64. Watch that high at 2.57, and then watch this 8 SMA. This is key. 2.55. If that's lost, then we have that 200-day sitting at 2.46. Now, the upside here, okay, so I always say everything you need to know was sitting around like right here, okay? So what do we have today? You had 2.85 here. So what we're looking for here is we went to this morning, we went to 2.880. That's what we hit right on the money. Then your next level was 2.82, and then I say, look at this candle right here. You're looking at the closing number at 2.86. Okay, so you got just below that 2.86 there today, sitting at 2.85. Okay, so that was your next a level here. So we just trade level to level here. Okay, we don't say, oh, it's going here. I tell you where it could possibly go, but that's what you do, one level at a time. Okay, now again, if this can break up when those futures open above that 2.86 here, then what we want to do is we want to look right to the top of that candle, 2.88, and then we'll come over here to this candle here. You're looking at 2.95, 96, and that's right there. It confirms that 2.96 with that channel coming across. Now, if it keeps right on moving, we just follow the candle. So you got 3.01 right there. We look to the bottom of that candle. You're looking at 310. And then we have 318, okay? Then we just follow it right on up here, 322. Then you have 323.7, and then your 3.39. So again, I like to show you where it could possibly go, okay, if it does get up there. So really, realistically, the next level that we're looking for at 2.85 is, if you can crack that, is we're looking for right here, and that's at 2.88. Cracks that, and you're looking for that 2.96. That's exactly what you'd be looking for here on the upside. So that's what we want to know is we want to watch, obviously, yesterday's high, which is always key, basically 2.80, and then today's high at 2.85. On the downside, watch today's low. That's 2.60, this 2.57, and then that 8-day at 2.55. That's what you want to watch. Okay, let's take a look here on a 5-minute chart. Okay, here's a 5-minute chart. Now, again, this was such a beautiful trade here today. I mean, it was just impossible not to see this, okay? So this here was rolling really good, and then she sold right on down, okay? So what it did, it came down here this morning, and then it sold right here. And we put a low in at 2.069, okay? It rallied back up. You never buy that, okay? You wait for it to come down and retest that low. And if you put in a higher low, that's your signal to buy, okay? So you put that low in at 2.609, and then we retested it there at 2.61. Just a beautiful, told me I got to get long the UNG, and that's what I did. Now look how nice that rolled right on up here. Okay, so you look at that 8-day, held it, and when it comes down, it held that 21-day, held this 21-day, rallied right up there very, very nicely. When you see a candle like that, that's a topping tail. You want to get the hell out of the trade. So UNG, I am all out. It got as high today. It got as low, I should say, as 1950. Now this is regular market, but again, remember UNG trades 24 hours. Okay, 5 days a week. So always remember that. Doesn't matter what you have if you want to buy in pre-market, but this is the scenario where I wanted to buy it when I see that retest, and then she rallied all up. Now, UNG got as high as 2091. I didn't get 2991. I put a stop in there at 2080. So I gave up 11 cents, but again, I didn't lose anything. You know what I'm saying? I made a really, really nice, good a trade there, okay, on the UNG. So I got over a point on that today, and that worked out really, really good, okay? So now we just got to watch this because we hit a nice high. The question is that's going to be the highest? You're going to come rolling down. So you always watch these key simple moving average. If you lose that 8, you go to the 21-day. And what I always say, if it loses that, then you come right down to that 50-day. And now we're above that 50-day. So we got to see here, okay, when those futures open, is it going to pop right back up here? Is it going to sell down? Whatever it is. Right now, I'm flat. I have no position. Okay, I got into UNG, I sold the UNG, had 5,000 shares. Very, very good trading day. Okay, now this is what I got for you here today. Now remember, now the numbers that came out here on the EIA report here for crude, they were kind of mixed actually here. You had a build in crude, but you had a little bit of a draw like there in gasoline. So you got to keep your eye on it. Now remember, tomorrow morning, Thursday at 10:30, the EIA report for natural gas will be out. And then Friday, we have the rig count there at 1 p.m. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow morning before 8 o'clock, and we will do it all over again. Thanks for watching.